But we've never gotten, I don't think, in an argument about work.
No.
It's usually something happened at home where we're bothered by the other person.
Something happened at home.
Something happened.
At home.
At home.
It was in our home. Where it happened, our home. We were as surprised as you are.
Last week and also earlier, I made a callous comment about how Love It or Leave It does not like to feature lesbians. By way of apology, joining me tonight are two of the best to ever do it. Please put your hands together for the hilarious Tig Notaro and the incredible Stephanie Allynne. Hi, welcome. Good to see you. The best to do it. Top lesbians, here they are. Good to see you both.
Good to see you. Congrats.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
congratulations.
I'm glad you're here for this show, which is purely a coincidence.
Why? Because we're, why?
Because you are, to me, an example of a very smart, talented, interesting gay couple that has that I have learned through your various works have an exemplary and interesting and enviable relationship.
I guess that's
And
all I
think-
wanted to hear. But go on, you were saying something else? Did you forget how much you love me?
I don't. I
Okay.
never forget it.
I never forget it
I never
either.
forget it.
I never
forget it.
I never forget it.
And what I was going to
I
add.
never forget
I
it.
never forget it.
Not
Well-
once have I forgotten this.
Well, what I also was thinking is, this is Stephanie's the first time you've been on the show.
Thrilled to be here.
And what
and
I
last. It's her
First
last,
and last.
also.
But what I was also thinking is,
I forgot to tell you.
that I actually was glad specifically to have you both, and especially not just Tig, for this.
Oh,
yeah.
Because because I feel like you bring, I think you're both nurturing people, but yours is a warmer, nurturing quality. Like, there's a lot of love that comes in
Yeah.
your direction, but I feel like, on a hairdryer, you can set it to cool.
Yeah.
No, today Tig got a phone call from the dentist, and I overheard her answer the phone, and she went,
How dare you?
oh, hold on a second. Hello? Yeah, I'll be there. Bye. And I truly watched going, it looks hard to do. Like it's to keep that energy with someone else. It's going, hi, we're just checking in, making sure you come to your appointment. Want to
Okay,
confirm?"
you're making an
Yeah, I'll be there.
assumption.
Okay.
You're making an assumption that the woman was that excited about.
Well, if she was the same as you, you'd have to offset it. You can't both be like that.
So your point is that your dental hygienist is like a huge cunt.
I guess, yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. And she's here tonight. There she is.
Fuck you.
But I will be there on Monday. Stop calling me.
My dentist texts.
So does mine. That's why I was like, oh my God, I'm getting texts and phone calls. It's a bit much. So,
Anyways.
So you've produced a new documentary called Come See Me in the Good Light.
yes.
About the poet Andrea Gibson.
Yes.
I've seen it. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, when did you decide that documentaries about queer people with cancer was going to really be your niche?
My sweet spot. you know when things just feel right, you're like, this is it. I don't have an answer.
That's just your groove.
Yeah, it's my groove. But I did, I didn't make the movie about myself. I didn't know I had my CBS readers on. Yeah, I didn't make the documentary Tig. Somebody else made that. And then with Andrea and I have been friends for 25 years and is one of the greatest poets that you could possibly hear, and has 8 books out and toured the world, and is the Colorado Poet Laureate, and just a really incredible person. And our mutual friend, Steph Allynne, who lives in Santa Fe, we were talking one day, and Steph was like, I feel like this would be a really good documentary for this period of time in Andrea's life. And so it was truly green lights from that second, to, like, investors, the director coming on, getting into Sundance. It got in unanimously at Sundance. And it also won the top prize of Sundance this year.
That's great.
And it's sold to a network, but we can't say yet. But it's
Fox Business.
It,
It's pretty exciting. It's going to feel a little weird for their audience.
Fox.
But it goes from Cavuto to Maria Bartiromo to a beautiful, touching, moving queer story.
Fox was salivating at the festival when this came on. They were just, we are top bid on this one here.
So this maybe this is an inappropriate question, but like Stephanie, you talked about watching it and seeing it, and this is going to be a little glib sounding, but like Tig is a story about the documentary. Tig is a person. That's you.
That's me.
But it's also the name of the film.
That's right.
But you have cancer in that film.
I did, yeah.
And it has a beautiful happy ending.
It sure does.
And you learn a lot, and you grow, and you find happiness in this relationship. But this film is about finding good and happiness and joy in a story that's ultimately more of a tragedy. And I'm just wondering, like, you must feel that when watching it, to see you have seen both of these stories.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think. Shockingly, they're both life affirming. And when you watch Come See Me in the Good Light, it's like, oh, this is what presence looks like. Of course, you can look for a happy ending, but a happy ending doesn't end there. It continues. So in this, you go, oh, it's the same thing. And I don't think this is in the documentary, but Andrea was like, it feels like I've been caught being mortal. And like they're looking around going, no, we're all mortal. You know, like it's just that right now I have the spotlight. So what I love about it so much is going, oh, what does life really mean right now? What are you so happy that you have and that you want to keep? And you can talk about gratitude and you can talk about all of these things, but when you watch this documentary and you go, God, this is what you have right now.
Yeah, there's a moment in the film when Andrea's just gotten some bad news and she just starts whispering, like, this happens to everyone. Like, this happens to everyone. In one way or another, we all, whether you know it's coming, you don't know it's coming, this happens to everyone. And I feel like a lot, like, stories about people grappling with cancer are often about really trying to get people to see that. And I wonder, like, what you were trying to, what you wanted people to take away from this, like why you felt like this person really struggling. This is a person round after round of really painful treatments and news that is not good, while trying to find the joy in the daily life. I'm trying, like, what made you think this was something you needed to share?
I mean, I was just, Andrea lives in Colorado, and like I said, our mutual friend Steph lives in Santa Fe, and I'm in Los Angeles, and Steph and I have been in constant conversation about, you know, between Andrea's medical appointments to trying to get Andrea's podcast edited and maybe up and going, and just everything, just always checking in, trying to, you know, brainstorm how we can be helpful in Andrea's life. And also the film is very much about their relationship with Meg, their partner as well, who is also a poet. But I think that what struck us, and what obviously strikes everybody watching the film, is just how Andrea is moving through this and with this. And it's not to say that Andrea is, you know, forcing positivity or anything like that. It's very real, like the ups and the downs. But there's just something when Andrea puts their experience to words in the way that they do. I remember one of my favorite things that Andrea ever said, and it's not in the film, and it's that, what kind of poet would I be if I could only make things beautiful on the page? And I was like, God, I love that. And it's so, so very true about Andrea.
Love It or Leave It is brought to you by Factor. Ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes, so you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. Lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto meals. Based on a randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto, results vary depending on diet and exercise, with 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week. It's easy to pick meals tailored to your goals. Choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto. Factor can help you feel your best all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfast, grab-and-go snacks, and more add-ons. They have great cookies, great keto-friendly cookies as well.
Love those cookies.
Reach your goals this year with ingredients you can trust and convenience that can't be beat. John and I both have loved Factor. First of all, it's really fun to pick out the meals. And then they're just in the fridge. And a couple nights a week, maybe for a lunch or a dinner, you pop one in. And it's just sort of like you don't order takeout. You don't eat fast food. You don't eat something unhealthy. You don't just make a peanut butter sandwich standing over the counter like a fucking animal.
And there's extras. You can get some breakfast stuff from them.
Yeah.
You can get some desserts.
It's great. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use code factorpodcast to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code factorpodcast at factormeals.com/factorpodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
So you directed Hello Again.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what is that?
I'm
That
just
sounds
pivoting.
familiar. That was my latest comedy
What the hell's
special.
that?
Yeah, I was like, what is that? I thought he was getting Am I Okay confused.
Too.
Hey, I just listen. I want you to just,
That's
we don't have to
right.
talk about it, but just, I want you to keep in the back of your mind, I am a professional. And I know I don't always seem like it, but I know what's going on.
I am too.
No, I
don't
know,
the
I know.
title of your special that I directed.
I didn't know it either. I named the special Hello Again.
Yes, I directed that.
And this is a good working relationship?
Yeah.
So Ari and I work together.
Right.
And I'm wondering if you have any strategies or tips, because what we do is pretend we're strangers until 5 p.m. We shake hands
Do
at the
you
end of the
work
day.
well together?
Yeah, we do, but we don't really work that much together. Our work doesn't overlap. We work together, but they work on the business side of things, and I work on the stupid side of things. I work on this. No, I'm not calling.
No,
know-
he meant it.
I wasn't. Wow. So I was gesturing at the concept of the show, not you, the audience. I wasn't doing a physical, geographic gesture at you as stupid. I'm sure some of you aren't particularly bright, but it's just by the numbers. Was that the wrong thing to say?
Raise your hand if you feel like he was singling you out. Now keep your hand up if he was right.
Do you ever have conflicts when you're working together?
We've had conflicts, and I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we'll be on, a TV or movie set, and maybe we have a little bit of an argument, and then we just ignore each other the entire day. We do our jobs, and nobody notices, because why would anybody be looking? I feel like it's happened twice.
Yeah. But we've never gotten, I don't think, in an argument about work. It's
No.
usually something happened at home where
Yeah.
we're bothered by the other person.
Something happened at home.
Something happened.
At home.
At home.
It was in our home. Where it happened, our home. We were as surprised as you are. In our home.
Driving to work in silence. Something happened at home.
So, That's interesting, though. That's interesting. So, are you like we need to resolve this now. Like I can't move on.
I'm like that, and Tig isn't.
You need time. Do you need time, or
I need a beat. I need a beat because Stephanie will throw a curveball. And I'm like, wow.
Well, what Tig recently said, which I feel like is really accurate. I mean, I don't think you made this up. I don't know if you read it, but that you we like 99.
I didn't read this.
You made it up.
Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't like, this is good.
I wasn't sure if this was like a relationship thing. No, but we like 99% of the other person, and then the 1% we loathe.
Huh.
And that's what I had originally said to you, is I was like, I love you 99% of the time, and then 1%, I cannot stand you when things happen in our house.
At the home.
And then we silently drive to work. 2 times this happened. And then we're just doing our job, and then we head home for the day. And
but at some point it's resolved.
Yeah.
Presumably before tonight.
yes, definitely. But I don't think that we've ever had conflict like about work, like Stephanie was saying. I feel.
So you work really well together.
We work really well together.
But and then occasionally the minor
thing that happens in our home
right.
will happen.
Whatever that might be.
Oh my gosh. It's tough when it happens inside.
And it is in of doors, it's not yard stuff.
No. It's an indoor
In the
problem.
home.
It never rolls out into.
We have indoor problems.
We have indoor problems. But they're workable. We also get through our conflict with things like there was a meme or something. Is that what it is? Like a picture? And so so there was a meme of a person driving, and then the person's dog was in the passenger seat and had its paw on the shoulder. And so now, and the meme was like.
And the meme said, how you show you're sorry?
Yeah, like when you're mad at your partner, but you're sorry. And so now we'll, like, when we're driving highly, we'll be like, and we'll put a paw on the shoulder.
And so that means I'm mad. I'm still currently mad.
That means
but I love you.
You were wrong.
You're wrong, but I still love you.
It usually, when someone does that, the other person usually goes, "Oh, you're sorry."
Uh-huh.
That's
You're
sweet.
sorry.
Yeah, but we're not really saying we're sorry.
No. We're just putting a paw on the shoulder. It's as
We're
simple
not
as
great
that.
with conflict resolution.
Well, another like when we first got together in our first year, when we had a problem indoors, I think it was our first big indoor problem, and we were arguing, and I just walked over to the window in our kitchen, and I just started making up a musical. I was like, there was a time, and I started singing all of our problems, and then Stephanie chimed in, and we had a duet, and so we'll just sing our problems out.
Wow, that's beautiful. And no therapist has been involved or anything.
I was just gonna say, our therapist at one point said, "Have you guys ever heard of sad clowns?"
you gotta. I'm afraid I am Pagliacci.
Can I tell you something unrelated? Stephanie, yesterday was the first time. Clap if you've ever heard of Houdini. Stephanie had never heard of Houdini. Anyway, go ahead. What were you saying?
He's Jewish.
Yeah.
Houdini was Jewish.
Oh,
So many people don't know.
never got
Henry
to me.
Houdini.
It's the first time I've ever had that experience where I'm like, I never heard of that person, and everyone's like, what?
I'm just and why do you think you brought that up tonight?
Yeah, Tig.
I was trying to bring our indoor problems.
But that was one of the kind
Well-
of conflicts you have. It seemed. What did it represent? Why is it so?
That's
what
a
did
indoor
it mean to you?
Okay, here's the thing: is I don't follow a lot of pop culture and things like that, and
Right.
so
Like that, you'd be like, yeah. I mean, It was pop culture at some point.
Tig recently referred to the Olsen twins as Mary Kate and Olsen.
I'm almost 54. I didn't watch the show, but that was in reference to the
show.
movie Come See Me in the Good Light,
yeah,
because
that's right.
Andrea and Meg are renaming constellations, and Meg says, "Oh, that's Amy Olsen." No, Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, and then and Andrea says, "I don't know who that is." And Stephanie's like, how is that possible? And I was like, Andrea is like a hairy armpit queer person in the mountains, like, like fighting in the streets. Like, Andrea's not following the Olsen twins. And then I accidentally called them Mary Kate and Olsen. And then I was like, see, that's what I called them. Why would Andrea know these people?
Now, as I said earlier, while learning and growing, sometimes, as I said earlier, as I never got to, you both directed the 2022 comedy Am I Okay, which I loved, in which Dakota Johnson comes out as a lesbian, or I don't know if she ever actually uses the word. I don't think she does. I don't think she ever uses the word lesbian.
Good.
But she likes girls. In it.
Yeah.
Here to give her completely honest review of Am I Okay?
Is Dakota Johnson.
Is Love It or Leave It's own late in life lesbian, our head writer, Hallie Kiefer.
The people's Dakota Johnson. Is my mic on? Okay. This is my totally honest review. And also Steve and I will be screaming. Okay, first of all, I'm supposed to buy Dakota Johnson as a late in life lesbian. Well, I do. I thought she did a great job with the role. She's not my go-to, but she's like Scarlett Johansson. For the right part, she's the right gal. It's just my opinion. Second of all, you're supposed to tell me in 2020s, in Los Angeles, everyone and their mother is fine with a little casual bisexuality, but then Dakota Johnson has a mini breakdown of a coming out as a lesbian. And I do think they use the word, and if not, that's fine, because this is about my opinion. And of course I believe that because that's exactly what it feels like. I had to keep pausing the movie because it was too close to the bone, but that's just my opinion. And then third of all, you're trying to convince me that, spoiler alert, Dakota Johnson is pursued by a work colleague played by the endlessly charming Kiersey Clemens and is so uncomfortable with her newfound sexuality that she almost fumbles the bag entirely. Well, obviously, yeah, because that's what happens in real life. It's humiliating. The accuracy was uncomfortable to watch, and isn't that what art is supposed to do? Disturb the comfortable and comfort the disturbed? This is my opinion. And then finally, you're gonna look at me in my gay little eyes and tell me that, in the end, the movie's really about the power of friendship and how the pain of self-growth gives birth to deeper, more meaningful relationships, which is one of the many oft ignores and that way deeply lesbian benefits of having queer people in society that we can all enjoy. Well, you couldn't be more right. It's an invaluable observation, so go watch Am I Okay? Available on streaming. It's just my opinion. It could have used more Sean Hayes. It could have used more Sean Hayes.
Hallie Kiefer, everybody.
Thank you. I'm gonna stay on stage.
All right.
I have to say, I fell for the papers falling. Like, you did too? I was like, oh gosh, your paper fell. Another one fell.
Love or Leave It is brought to you by Prolon. Do you love going out and hanging with friends? Yes. Does all this eating and drinking start to take a toll? Also, yes. If your body is desperately craving a reset, Prolon by L Nutra can help with just that. Prolon's 5-day program gives your system a break. It's fasting but with food and is pretty much a game changer. Prolon's fasting mimicking diet is a revolutionary plant-based nutrition program that nourishes the body while making cells believe they're fasting. Researched and developed for decades at USC's Longevity Institute and backed by leading U.S. medical centers, Prolon helps support healthy blood sugar, enhanced skin appearance, fat loss, and improved energy and focus post-fast. It all starts with their 5-day program: snacks, soups, beverages designed to keep your body in a fasting state. No guesswork or planning required. You get everything prepackaged, ready to go. Each order of Prolon 5-day program comes with 5 boxes labeled by day, so you know what to eat each day. 3 consecutive cycles of Prolon have been shown to reduce your biological age score by an average of 2.5 years and your waist circumference by 1.5 inches. To help you kickstart a health plan that truly works, Prolon is offering Love It or Leave It listeners 15% off site-wide, plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day nutrition program. Just visit prolonlife.com/loveit. That's PROLONLIFE.com/loveit LIFE.com/Lovett to claim your 15% discount and your bonus gift. ProlonLife.com/Lovett.
I don't know if it's pre-matrimonial bliss or the majestic beauty of your new documentary, but I've got a pep in my step that I need to share with the world. So in the spirit of finding the light in a sea of Marco Rubios, we're going to close things out with a game we're calling Silver Linings Gaybook. I have a hat filled with ostensibly annoying things, and we're each going to fish one out and then share one upside of it. That's part of the fun.
We love this.
Stephanie, you want to kick us off?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is very similar to the hat that we buried my father in.
This is that hat.
It was a straw. It was a straw hat.
This we thought you would. We got. This is it.
Thank you.
We dug it up. It's
Thank
a
you.
crazy thing to do.
Thank you.
Okay, people who pick up dog poop, put it in a plastic bag, then leave that bag on the ground anyway. Okay, people who pick...
See the good in
Okay.
them. What?
Well, it's nice to know that someone's out there with a friend and hanging out with their dog. that it shows that, they were out there with their companion. It's... No?
That person said yay as they fell into a hole. Did you hear that? Yay!
I didn't know people did that. That they
People
pick
pick
up the
up-
poop and then they just leave the bag on the ground.
Yeah.
People do.
They do that.
I'm trying to think of another positive.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. Huh?
That's tough.
It's tough.
It's littering.
That's
It's just-
rough.
It's littering.
Thank you.
Well, you're up.
Oh. And I'm sorry, I don't understand the game.
It's a negative.
But you have to
They've
find the
changed
good in it.
Oh, I had to find the good in it. Wet socks. I'm going to throw my paper down too. Wet socks. Well, the positive to that is that they're clearly in the process of being cleaned. Yes, and they smelled terribly before. And so had to dunk them in the water to right before we put soap on them. Got to clean them. It's
Yeah.
really positive what I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
What I'm telling you is really good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally.
Yeah. And it took me like a year to come up with that.
I like that.
I like you too.
I said that.
Yes. I said you.
All right. Mine is loud chewing. Here's the thing. Is gross. Because for whatever reason, chewing of food evokes something primitive in us that we don't like the sound of it. I don't totally understand why. But if you take away that kind of gut, that sort of instinctive revulsion, which isn't really based in anything, doesn't do anything to you. Someone chewing loudly isn't bad for you, doesn't hurt you. Really what you're just experiencing is somebody really enjoying their food. And they're just having a good time. They're eating as if they're alone. And let's all be honest, we do some of our best eating alone. Some of the most fun we have eating is eating we do by ourselves when we're in the privacy of our own little home, and we sit in front of the TV and we eat something disgusting that we were excited about because it's just for us and no one can see what we do. And we really hunch over it too. We really get over the food, and we're already on to bite number 4 when we're still working on bite number 3. It's one continuous bite. Till it's gone. And you're barely, and sometimes you realize you've eaten most of what you're supposed to eat before you even chose something on Netflix, And then you say, stop it, John, stop it. The part of the fun of the eating alone, is that you choose something great to watch, but you're still cycling through different YouTube videos about college entrance exam math questions that you're almost done with this Lebanese chicken wrap.
Can I feel like we need to rework our answers.
Would you like to go again?
No.
Thank you, Tig and Stephanie.
Oh, do we have to leave?
No, you're staying.
Oh.
I am a professional. Everybody should watch Hello Again, which is really funny, by the way. And I went, and I actually, incredible. And I want to do a compliment for Hello Again, which I thought was a beautiful special. But
I'll take it now that I know what the project is.
I was like struggling to articulate this after, but like there is nobody I think right now that is better able to have to be incredibly funny without ever making you feel like you're watching someone tell a joke. And there are a lot of people who can tell a joke, but there are so few people who can make you laugh without ever telling a joke, which makes you feel like you're watching someone just tell a story, which is so difficult to do. And you make it look like it is not. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate how difficult it is to do what you do and make it look so easy. And I think there's nobody that does it better. So everybody should see Hello Again. Listen to Handsome wherever you get your podcasts. Yeah. You'll be able
Also, Stephanie was nominated for an Emmy Award directing my special.
I didn't know that.
What is it?
It's called Hello Again.
Oh, they love you on Star Trek Discovery.
Well, my character popped over to Starfleet Academy starring Holly Hunter and Paul Giamatti and myself. So that'll be coming out soon.
Wow.
Yeah, right here in the flesh.